Gather round for the Oke Farm Pondcast with Doug Davis.
16. All right. Well, Sheri, welcome.
Thank you.
I am so thrilled to have you here. We've chatted briefly. I know that you've listened to our podcast, so you're one of a handful of people at least that listen, and we're really grateful. Curtis was sharing on the last one that he feels like maybe we might be getting a little bit of traction, and he's encouraged people to subscribe or to share the podcast with other people. So if that's you out there, please do so, and we would very much appreciate it. So Sheri, you know kind of the way we do things here. I mean, you just walked in, you sat down, like we don't know where this is going to go. So first of all, thank you for being willing to like operate in conditions like that. So
Sure.
The first thing I would ask you is, you're one of our newest residents here at the farm. And we've got to spend a little bit of time at some potlucks, and I've got to know your mom, who's just beautiful, wonderful person. Tell me a little bit about you. Like, for our audience and for everybody else, like, you know, who are you? Where did you come from? How did you learn about the farm? Just give us some background. I'd love to hear.
Wow, that's a wide.
It's a bit. I know, but it's self-serving. I'm very interested.
Okay. I'm a nurse by trade.
Mm-hmm.
A mom. I'm single now.
Okay.
I brought my mom with me to the farm.
Judy, who we love.
Judy, yes.
She's the best.
And she's having a grand time with the gardening and everything. I am passionate about food and travel and animals from a distance. I'm not tending to all the animals myself.
Yeah.
I found myself searching for what really mattered to me at this point in my life, and what my legacy would be moving forward. I went to India and realized how important water was, and came back, and that was my major charity. I decided I was going to donate to source water.
Really?
Forever. It was important. And I watched in South Florida, where we used to live, all the land start to get bought up and developed, and realized I was really upset about that.
Yeah.
And wondering if people really realized where their food came from, and that was going to be depleted before I knew it in my life.
Yeah.
So I started looking for land.
And what year was this roughly?
This has been the last probably 5 years.
Okay. Since COVID, kind of, basically. Yeah.
And just started looking for ways to have something to leave behind to help my kids and my grandkids just know the things that mattered.
And you have I know you at least have one daughter, right? And I think she's in like St. Johns County, St. Augustine, kind of in that area, right?
Yes, she and my
Not
son,
far.
No, she and my son-in-law and my grandson are an hour and a half from here, which is very nice. And then I have an older son, and he and his wife and their 2 corgis live in New York.
So your daughter already has children. So you're a grandma?
I am.
Oh my gracious. And they enjoy having a great grandma still alive.
Yes.
That's pretty special. How old are your grandkids?
Maddox will be 4 next month in August.
Well, that's beautiful. That's really special.
4th of July weekend, they came up for the day, and Jeff said to me, am I right that we have 4 generations here all in the same room, a family? And I said, yes, we are.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine that we'd have had that before, right? I mean, that's pretty special.
Very special.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to get to know my great grandparents, all of them with the exception of my maternal great grandfather, who died. He's from this area actually, just on the other side of the swamp, and he had a massive heart attack at like 35 years old. Tragic, but
oh my gosh.
Yeah, but with the exception of that, I enjoyed getting time with my great grandparents and with my grandparents. And, you know, as I get a little bit older, you know, you're talking about like legacy and things like that. I treasure those moments. And, you know, probably what every person our age has thought about is you wish you would have asked more, you wish you would have talked more, and so forth and so on. And so as you think about kind of like your legacy, you were talking about it in terms of like water and in appropriate land development and stuff like that. Like what would you love that Maddox, it's Maddox, right? Your 4-year-old. What would you hope that Maddox would see or remember about you as it relates to your decision to come out here to the farm? I'm just trying to like wrap my head around like some of your motivations and some of the things that to get inside of your head. What would that look like?
Exactly what he sees right now. He comes out and we explore the land and we are in nature and just discovering new things every moment. He walks the gardens and he likes to pick and weed and see the food and discover what each new food item is. The community, that's for me. I've lived so many places in my life and known so few of my neighbors.
Wow.
Once the kids finish all their activities, that's where all the friends and all the activities came for years.
Right.
From the sports and the parents and the school. And when all that goes away, all of a sudden making community becomes another story. And I've moved a lot. So I have all my people at work and a few activities and things, but nobody spends time in conversation and contemplation anymore. I feel like humanity's forgotten how to human.
Yeah.
And so he comes out here and he sees how our neighbors already are there for each other in this short 2 months. It hasn't even been that long, but we are sharing food and gathering together and doing things on the farm.
Going on a road trip. I heard about a road trip this weekend.
We went on a road trip this weekend.
Yeah.
Just so many things that I wanted.
Yeah.
And he sees that.
I love that. I love that. So when you were picturing your life here at the farm, because you had visited, you'd come to some events. I mean, you it wasn't like you were making a decision from afar and you show up. I mean, you at least understood the place a little bit. Like, how does being here now 2 months in, like, register for what you were thinking when you were first making that decision? I mean, is it
that's easy.
It's easy.
Every single day I walk through my cabin and say thank you.
Oh, wow.
This is the sunrises and sunsets are beautiful. I never expected it. Lived on the coast for a long time.
Yeah.
I'm in awe every morning and every evening. And there's a peace here that you feel right when you step onto the land.
Yeah.
I had 2 friends that right after I moved called and said, okay, well, when can we come? One, my oldest friend since we were 9 years old.
Oh, wow.
She's more like a sister, but yes, they called and said, okay, when can we come? And so the last 2, before the 4th, the 2 weekends before that, I had company both weekend.
Yeah.
And they both really wanted to know, why are you here? Because I grew up in the city.
I met your one really good friend.
You did. You met Nikki.
She didn't even go to your cabin. She came straight to the potluck. Is that, am I remembering that correctly?
Airport, straight to the potluck.
Yeah. So I only got to meet her during the potluck, but once she got here, I mean, she was still kind of starry-eyed whenever I got a chance to spend some time with her. What was her reaction like once she actually got engaged and saw you and saw the place?
Well, she was, first of all, really grateful to be there for the dinner, because that was the first dinner where you really shared like future of the farm.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Right? So we were privy to so much additional information at that dinner, more than usual.
Right.
And as we left there just to go to the cabin for the first time, she said, wow, I'm so glad I got to hear that, because I understand it so much better now. And I can see why you would want to be a part of this.
Wow.
Because she said, this is you. This is so you.
Did you tell her you're kind of the OG, like you were wanting to be a part of it before you even knew about all the stuff on the other side?
It's true.
I mean, you were already in full steam.
This was everything I wanted it to be. Online it looks good, but it's when you set foot here and you meet the people.
Right.
And my first meeting with you, really 2 words stuck: intention and integrity. Both very, very important to me. And from the moment you started talking and sharing your dreams for this place and why you started this, you and Jeff, I could feel that it was very intentional in everything you do. And the integrity is palpable.
Wow. Well, it's very,
even
very
now more. I can now that I'm here.
Well, thank you. I mean, it's very gracious of you to say, and I can't think of many other things that I would want to be known for too, talking about legacy or those very things, because the way that we connect with one another, the way that we live out our lives, the things that we spend our times doing, I mean, that's ultimately, what the best part about living is. It's not the end result down there, down the road somewhere. It's right now. It's this, right?
Exactly.
I love that. And so your daughter and your son, now I know you said your son's kind of living off, but your daughter, what did she think about this when you told her you were thinking about leaving South Florida and coming up here to South Georgia?
She was really excited that I was going to be closer than I was before, so that worked. She really likes the farm and the idea of the farm. She's also a new mom and wants all the close conveniences for her son.
Right.
So the fact that she can be here and participate and be a part of it and still have both sides is thrilling to her.
So she's already, it sounded like you were describing it a few minutes ago, like Maddox has already come up here at least once, but maybe a couple of different times. Oh, I love it. So beyond the payoffs of being an owner here and the fruitfulness of that experience for you, there's this whole added layer of benefit of proximity to your family as well. So, that I didn't know. I had known that your daughter was in St. Augustine or in that area, but I did not realize that you had a grandson and that they were getting to come up here as much. That's so much fun. I love that.
Yeah, they've been here at least 3 weekends just since we got here.
I love it.
It's been really nice.
Well, we might have to do an addition at some point for.
I know if I can get my son down
to make it a little bit more convenient. Yeah. I was thinking about, I was visualizing when you were talking about Maddox and your cabin and stuff, and I was thinking about your cabin, and you had mentioned the sunsets. And one of the really cool things about your spot is people often, when they hear about the farm at Okefenokee and they know that the Okefenokee's, one of the largest freshwater wetlands, kind of affectionately known as a swamp. When people hear the word swamp, they think of lowland like the Delta in Mississippi or the bogs in Louisiana, because that's what people associate with swamp. But in reality, the swamp, as it were, here at the Okefenokee is actually perched up on top of for lack of a better word, a small hill or mountain as it compares to sea level. So a lot of times when people hear swamp, they're thinking like low-lying area.
I thought.
Yeah, but we're actually the swamp is a collection of rainwater and drainage land from all around kind of South Georgia, and it gets stuck where it's at because this big ridge called the Trail Ridge runs down north and south and traps that water. And it creates this 500,000 acre watershed of some of the most incredible biodiversity that exists. But because of that ridge, the farm is actually on top of that ridge, and your cabin is about at the highest point on the top of the ridge.
Did not know that.
And so when you look out, your views actually, even though you're not on the coast, you're higher than a lot of the surrounding woodlands are. So while, you're not seeing the sun come up off the water, you are kind of getting it from a crest view, as it were. So yeah, you chose an incredible cabin. You have you're facing east, so you get to watch the sun in the morning, to go ahead and clock your circadian rhythm to get out of the bed and to watch the sunsets in the evening. So that's awesome. I love that.
We do too.
So as I had shared at this potluck a little bit about like future things at the farm, and that was like way in the future. But as you're thinking about now that you're getting settled in and you're thinking about, you've got 2 months behind you, we already talked about field trips and all this other stuff. What are some of the things that like get you excited that you want to experience either by yourself or with Maddox or with Judy? Like what are some of the things, if you had to make a list, like are high on your priority list of things to do or experience either directly here at the farm or in the surrounding area? What are some of the things that get you really excited?
Well, I have to go to the swamp and get out on one of those boats somehow.
You've not done that yet.
I haven't.
Oh my gracious!
So I have not done
Sheri.
the swamp tour. I know. I haven't gotten there yet, but that's definitely up there.
Okay.
Gators and all.
Yeah. Well, I know a guy.
You thank God you know a guy.
I know a guy who's got a boat that routinely gives tours. He's right there behind the camera.
We'll be calling you, Curtis. Yes, grateful.
Yes, we could definitely make that happen. So what else?
Continuing to build community. And so many of the people here, like I said at the beginning, I'm a nurse, but I'm a holistic nurse. So I was frustrated by our medical system a really long time ago, and started looking at all things alternative, from herbs to oils to food, every way to stay healthy outside of the traditional ways,
mainstream medical,
supposedly
Western,
being healthy.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people here who feel that way as well.
Right.
So what we can explore and build along those lines is exciting to me.
Okay.
We've talked about a spa type or healing center spa type stuff within, and a medicinal garden.
I was going to say that if you had it. Yeah, I love it.
So just what we can design and create together as a community around all of that is exciting. I love to see what we plant and what we're going to be growing, because I can tell it's evolved since last August was when I first came here.
Okay.
It hasn't even been a year since I found the farm, and here I am living here. But it's already changed in the gardens to what is growing.
Right.
I need grapefruit.
Yeah.
Looking for grapefruit and avocado. I don't know. Just dropping those seeds.
Avocado could be tough.
Oh, no. One tree, 2 trees. We could try it.
We could definitely grow it until the hard freeze. Yeah, they'd have to go in the greenhouse for sure.
Would they really? You don't think they'd make it past? So it's
I've tried even down where I'm at.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can't have everything.
Yeah, I know.
So,
Grapefruit are pretty hardy for freezes.
Okay.
So we can definitely look at that.
Excellent. Yeah, community is the big one for me.
Okay.
And what we're going to build.
I love it.
I like that we came in early enough that we're really part of the pioneer.
Yeah, for sure.
And watching it be able to just grow into what it's going to be. Very excited about that.
Yeah.
I like that we have the potential for the farm market and the bakery downtown.
Yeah.
I like what we're doing as a farm to support the community.
Yeah.
And the rescue mission.
Yeah.
That was beautiful to be a part of and to learn more about.
I love that. Yeah.
Back to the intention.
Yeah.
There's intention around everything that's done here. So
I love it.
Just looking forward to seeing it grow and seeing where I can plug in.
Well, we've talked about this a lot with other residents, and Curtis and I've talked about it. But one of the things that's been really fun for me over my career, launching new communities, is to watch the impact that the early adopters, the pioneers, that they have, their fingerprints, even more so that the infrastructure and the care that goes into making the right roads and the right plate, all of that stuff is so purposeful and necessary. But the biggest impact at all is the early adopters and the pioneers, because they really set the trajectory of the just the ethos of the place. And so, as you've already experienced, I mean, beginning with the very first ones all the way through those who have joined us so far, I mean, we've just got such an incredible place. I mean, in this episode hasn't aired yet, but probably later this week, maybe, or next week it'll air. But Curtis and I spent some time kind of thinking through that, like there's this tension that exists whenever you do a project like this, because you've got the developed space seamlessly interacting with the natural world. In our case, not only the natural world of the hogs and the deer and the whatevers, that are coming out of the woods, but then also the natural world, or the world at least of agriculture that we set into motion. So you've got the synthesis of all these things kind of coming together, and when it works, it's great, but it doesn't always work great. And so how do you, in that realm, how do you choose to see it in the best light possible and not get focused on what's not working, but what is working. So we kind of explored that, but I hear that's kind of what you're saying. I mean, you wanted to grab hold of, and what's exciting you is actually being a part of building the community, building those people that see both opportunities to advance, but then they also see other things that can be better, and they want to be a part of the solution as well. And so I think that's one of the most beautiful things that we get to do here at the farm is I talk about, that this idea of regenerative farming is about, certainly about restoring the land, about using natural kind of patterns and just God-given seasons and animals in order to do things naturally to restore the soil to make it better and better. But, I look at what we get to do here in people's lives, whether it's our own lives, pouring into each other's. And in a minute, I want to use a placeholder. I want to hear a little bit more about your nursing stuff. But whether it's pouring into people by helping them heal, or whether it's bringing them alongside and create a friendship, maybe where the community was lacking, as well. And so this whole idea of regeneration isn't just for the soil; it's about us as well. And so I hear you. That's kind of like this little thread that's woven through everything that you've said thus far. So I really like that.
Yeah,
So
nourishment comes to mind.
I
right
like
now.
that as well. Yeah.
Because here we're being nourished by body, mind, and soul,
Right.
as is the land
Yes.
being nourished, and
Yeah.
the animals, and it's nourishment on all levels.
It's fun to spend time. You were talking a few minutes ago about slowing down and just meditating. I love to look at and draw those parallels, when I'm spending time just reflecting, to think about like the ripple effect or the implications of what we're doing. And, it's very tangible to look at in the soil, but as you look at that, as it grows bigger and bigger, it's first with the soil, then maybe it's the team around tending it and the impact it's having on their lives, then the owners around here, us, and then, the rescue mission, the homeless, and then the greater Charlton. I mean, it's like this beautiful explosion that's getting everybody in its path. And so it's great to be a part of that. And I'm so thankful that you're here with us doing that. So I do want to have a little bit of a hard transition, because I'm curious, like, knowing what I know about you and your desire to be much more holistic, and being in the field of medicine, are you working currently outside of the traditional medical field, or are you actually in the regular medical field being more of a beacon? Like, how do you look at that?
It's funny that you say that. I'm working in home health.
Okay.
Now, I've done hospice for the last 10 years.
Oh, wow.
So when I came up here, I transitioned to a home health agency.
Okay.
And so it's not the pushing medications and
Right.
surgeries or just
Right.
that type of nursing. It's more, I'm in management now too. So I'm just trying to support the nurses out in the field doing what they're doing.
Gotcha.
That's been interesting. It's been a good place for me to be, especially hospice before.
Yeah.
It was a nice transition out of the
That would be,
bedside world.
yeah, I imagine that would be challenging to
Beautiful. It was a gift.
really.
Hospice is a gift to be a part of.
Oh, wow.
And home health has been very much the same, just being able to help people in their homes, not having to be in a hospital or, somewhere really institutionalized. So it's just another.
Sheri, I'm picking up on the pattern. No matter what I say, you say it's beautiful to have been a part of that. I mean, again, this emphasizing, I mean, when we think about, again, this new community of people that are coming in and pioneering this thing, the spirit that you possess to be able to frame all of these situations in a way that you walk away from it and feel blessed. I mean, that's a pretty unique gift for anyone, despite the age that we're in. So again, I love seeing that about you.
Thank you.
So as I've asked you about kind of like what gets you excited as you've watched some of these little podcasts, and we've talked about some of the things that get Curtis and get me really excited are just kind of almost a time capsule, if you will, for people to go back maybe over time and see what it was like to be here in the early days, or, presently speaking, for people that are wanting to explore what the farm will be like. Only time will tell the former about the time capsule. But if there are people out there, listening to this that are contemplating, whether it's just exploring an alternative way to think about health, or maybe it's extreme, they're thinking about making a change, such as even moving out here, like, what would be some words of encouragement that you would give them? Does that make sense?
I believe so. I think that what drove us away was the traffic and the construction everywhere, and the
Right.
lack of community and connection. So for anybody who's frustrated by living in a world and not being a part of the world, this is something to consider.
Yeah.
I still commute, and my commute now is not I-95 and rushing traffic and horns all over the place. I am commuting through trees and still cars. I'm
Sure.
not alone on those roads.
Right.
But I breathe on my commute
Yeah.
now.
I love that.
So it's a slower pace of life, but it's a pace of life that brings you back to, in my opinion, the things that really matter and why we're here in the first place.
I love it.
So,
So last question I'll ask you before we close out. When you envisioned being on the podcast, was there anything that you were hoping either I would ask you, or if you're willing to share, you were hoping that I would not ask you? Anything left unsaid?
well, the only thing in talking to you is we always end up talking about food and cooking.
Yeah.
I love your Instagram posts and watching you cook and taste your food and explore new mixes of herbs and things that are on the farm. And our conversations about black beans and
The black bean brownies,
that I still
I've
need
yet to
I
get
still
to
need
try.
make for you.
Well, let me tell you a fun little story.
Okay.
Speaking of food, and I don't think I posted this, but my objective is anytime that I'm cooking, and whether it's for film or otherwise, is to cook as much as my diet is humanly possible from just ingredients either here on the farm or things that I've caught or killed nearby. And one of the things that I love most, so that's the objective, but then I've got this overriding desire. I love dried beans. You were talking, black beans. I love dried beans. I love them so much. I've always loved them. My dad made them when I was young, and just dried beans with raw onion sliced on top of them, it's as good as it gets for me. And so I've been talking with Nikki now for the last several years, like, Nikki, I want to eat beans, but I have to buy them from the store. Why can't we have some beans? And so for the first time the other day, I got dropped off at my cabin some dried beans. And
Pinto?
Is
that what they were?
So they weren't called pinto beans, but between you and me, I know a little bit about beans. They taste like pinto beans. Okay. It was probably a non-GMO heirloom variety bean, but it tastes like a pinto bean. And so the other night I had a deer shank. And if for those who don't know what a deer shank is, it's like the whole piece of ossobuco, right? Like you would normally order, but I had the whole thing. And so I braised the deer shank, and I took the beans, we'll call them pinto beans, but the farm beans, okay, and I cooked them in a pressure cooker, which I like to do as much as possible to get as many of the lectins out as possible. And I got those completely out, and at the time, I didn't have any onions from here at the farm. All I had was a bunch of ripe tomatoes. So I braised the shank in nothing but whole fresh tomatoes, and a little bit of our farm water, which is really good. And then I took the beans and I put it all together in kind of like almost the French dish, a cassoulet. Mm-hmm. I then cooked it in the oven and let it kind of get a crust on it. And then I ate the shank with the beans. And let me go ahead and tell you, I would have loved to have had you as a guest, because it was all farm, 100% just goodness. It was as good as it gets. And so, yeah, we do share the
Me
love
too.
of cooking and exploring
Cooking
and
food.
yeah, I love that. I'm glad you reminded me about that. So we definitely need to do that. And I'm dying to try the brownies.
I owe you
I
that.
missed them the other night.
Yes,
So
you did.
yeah. All right. Well, the way we typically end it here is a one word close, and I'm out. So have you got, is the word coming to mind for you?
Two are coming to mind, but I'll stick with the one. Community is it. for me,
Okay.
And I'm out.
Community, and you're out. I'm visualizing this explosive love that starts in the soil and just works its way out that people feel. So I'm trying to think of a word. I'm just going to go with ripple, and
That's
I'm
good.
out. Thank you. Appreciate you coming.
Thank you.
Awesome.